We're talking Grails again. Now, in a recent video, I said, hey, where do you draw the line on QC if a Grail you've secured is just so bad, so badly flawed, you decide to send it back to the brand, knowing that there's no possibility of you getting a replacement at all. The most you're going to get is your money back. That's it. So if you didn't already watch that video and share your thoughts, please go ahead and comment, because it does seem to be far more leniency with something like the undefeated Air Jordan 4, because it's taken 20 years to see a real release for the public, which I think is driving people to hold on to pairs that they would never ever hold on to. If it was another sneaker by Jordan brand and the quality was that bad, people would drag it, they would bash it, but they would also send the pair back. I just don't see people, getting rid of, I don't see them sending these back. Just based on the lore, the way that people honestly like covet being able to have this. So I just don't see it happening, but please be sure to share your thoughts, because I am curious, like, is there a line drawn? And I'm saying that because I've sent sneakers back 100%. Now, in discussing Grails today, would you ever sell your Grail after acquiring it? And I know this is not some groundbreaking question or, to reality, because people have sold off their entire collections, which means they've kept a few pairs to literally just get them through. And then that's it, which means they very well could have sold, one Grail, two Grails, however many they may have. I know some people have rules of like how many you should have. People will have whatever works for them, but they may have had Grails and then they sold them off. I am curious for you though, would you ever contemplate that? And I'm not here because I'm like, I'm selling everything. No, like I'm not. I'm certainly continuing to pare down. I think I've gotten rid of maybe 40 so far this year. And then, it was 98 in 2024. So I still have a long ways to go before I actually feel like I'm very accomplished. I do. I have a ways to go, even with that many pairs gone. Even with that many pairs gone, still feel like I have a ways to go. But I am in a space where I think I'm really content with being able to let two Grails go. Two of them. Now, one was certainly based on him being my favorite designer, and the other based on him having been my favorite athlete for such a long time. And if you know me, then you know I'm talking about Derek Jeter. So I have the Jordan 11 Low, the Jeter pair. It's like one of the few Jordans I've ever actually had a chance to have that's in relation to him, simply because, as you know, if you have a smaller foot, they just didn't really come in smaller sizes like that. And that's not even my true size. Well, actually, you know what, whatever. I guess I have to scrap sometimes, like true size, half size, whole size up. Because 11 lows have always fit my feet extremely weird. I've never been able to do a 6 or 6.5. Not long term. I'm trying to think. Not long term. I always would have to get rid of them. I had a Concord low. I had a Bread 11 low. I had to get rid of both of them. They just did not fit my feet. They were very uncomfortable. Like, very uncomfortable on my feet. So, I got the Jordan 11 low Jeter. So excited when I got it. And I'm okay to face reality, because I've said this so many times on the channel. I don't wear my 11s like that. I don't. Got it, excited, styled it. And now what? Again, I don't wear 11s like that. I've already gotten rid of my Bread 11. So I'm ready. I'm content. Like, my fandom for him isn't having watched him play. It's in having, sat behind home plate in Detroit watching his last series against them in the last year of his career with the Yankees. So I'm content. I'm at peace. I'm going to go ahead and eventually post that to sell. At the moment, I am handling travel, so it's going to be like impossible for me to be able to easily sell something and easily get it out. So handle that when I can. But when we're talking another Grail, and you guys participated in this one, you voted for this one. So I'm talking about the Nike Fear of God 1 in the black and white colorway. And, not only would you ever sell a Grail, but I guess the other question, right now is, would I ever spend $700 ever again on a sneaker? Now, this wasn't the specific one that was over $700. This one, I believe, was like $688. And then the other one was like $763 for the oatmeal pair. Another thing of didn't get them when they first came out, and that price point was $350. And like, I laugh, but we're headed that way when it comes to collaborations. We really are. We're headed that way. We're headed that way. And so I'm thinking, like, would I ever do that again? I know, and I can look at my portfolio right now and be able to see in the last year, because the market's done well despite the chaos in this country, even though I think it's all about to fall apart. So in the last year, right, if I want to look at my return rate, 13.7. If I want to look at it for the last 3 years, 14.10. And then more reasonable average, if we look at 5-year, 9.6. So if I take that 3-year of 14.10, let's just say I didn't, or 14.1, I'm sorry. Let's just say I didn't buy these. Let's say instead I took that money and I had invested it just based on the return rate that I'm seeing in my portfolio for the last 3 years. You know, I would have $2,155. So I would have actually earned $704 in interest. So I would have earned the cost of that shoe. And if you look at the cost of these shoes now in the market, nowhere near what they were. They're just not, right? We're in a different time. So if I had to do over again, I'll be honest, I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would. And it's very similar to the catch-22 that I've spoken about. You get to the end of the tunnel with the student loans, you sacrificed and didn't buy all these sneakers. Now you have the disposable income to buy it, and you're actually not that pressed to spend it all on shoes like you thought you would. So I would not. I don't think I would do it over. Knowing how little I wear that shoe, because it's not a practical shoe to wear. Knowing how little I wear that shoe, and I know people that have sold all of their pairs of them too, because they were just like, this was not a shoe you pull out like that. So it's one of those things where I'm grateful to have owned it, to have experienced it. I don't know that I'm getting rid of the oatmeal pair right this second. That's probably going to still end up leaving, I think, in due time. Black and white one, that's the one I'm going to be ready to get rid of. But I don't think I would do it again. And maybe it's also, it doesn't feel like it's this hurtful blow to be able to let go, even though I paid $700 and some for it. It was in increments. It was really digestible because, again, I had a sinking fund for these shoes. So I put money aside every month. You guys witnessed it on the channel. You voted. I bought the shoe. That was that. It's a lot easier for you to let go of that, I think, like, wasted amount. Because, again, the money is wasted when you buy the shoe, not when you decide to let it go for a lesser amount. At least that's what I've read, and I actually really like that approach. So, wouldn't do it again. Would I ever spend that amount? Well, I wouldn't have done it. Going back, I wouldn't have done it. Moving forward, if you were to ask me, would I ever? There are some circumstances, and maybe if it was I'm buying something that's autographed and it's going towards, like, charity, then I would. I think I would then. I think I would. If it was going towards charity, a really great cause, I think I would then. So please, I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. Have you ever secured a Grail, you enjoyed your time with it, and then you let it go and you were at peace and content with it? Or are you holding on to every pair that's special to you for dear life? Again, I'm really, really curious. Please let me know your thoughts. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.